Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of my hip-hop video blog. This is episode 2. Hope you enjoyed the premiere episode. Last time I talked with my cousin about hip-hop then and now, and the conflict between then and now. This episode, I will be talking about the new people that are coming up or who have been out for a while and still need to cement their careers. So, to start off, I'll be talking about Joey Badass. He is a kid from Brooklyn, New York. He's about 17 years old, and he's been putting out two really good bodies of work. His first one was 1999. Really good debut. A lot of old school production, very 90s. Very boom bap, as they say. A lot of scratching, jazzy sounding stuff. Really good. He's been getting a lot of airplay as of recently because of what he's doing. He has this group called Pro-Era, which is his little team that he runs with. They also rap as well. There's quite a few of them. I don't know all of them. And he just put out another one with his group called Peep the Apocalypse, which turned out pretty well. He hasn't put out a proper album yet, but I'm really excited for when he does put out a full body of work. So we'll see what happens when he does put out a full body of work. One of his really good songs that got on the radio, and there's also a video for it's called Waves, which is a really good video. It's just kind of him kicking it in Brooklyn on the subway. A bunch of his group members, Pro-Era, are also in the video. Yeah, so Joey Badass is doing pretty well for himself. He got on this last year, I should say, 2012. He was included in the Hip Hop Cypher on the BET Hip Hop Awards, and he did pretty well on that. I think he really held his own, because I mean it's a big honor for most new guys to be included on the Cypher for the Hip Hop Awards, which is probably the biggest part of the award show. Next we have A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky's been cementing himself for a while now. He has this very flamboyant style about him that is good. I mean, it's a lot of fancy clothing that he wears and hairstyles, and you'll hear it all through his music. He put out a mixtape a while back which was called Long Live A$AP, and he has a whole group team with him. I've noticed that a lot of hip-hop people that are coming up now all have teams or groups with them. They all carry like 20, 30 people with them. They either rap or they do fashion or they do something, but that's besides the point. But yes, A$AP Rocky put out a mixtape, Long Live A$AP, which did really well. He has an album that's supposed to come out in January. Unfortunately, it leaked early, weeks before it was supposed to come out, and he put out a few singles. My favorite one right now is the one he did with 2 Chainz, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake, and it's called Effin' Problems. Great video, great song, and yeah, A$AP Rocky's doing pretty well. We'll see how the album goes, even though it leaked weeks before it was supposed to even officially come out. A$AP, in an interview, said that he's not really worried about it leaking. He said that's more the business side of things, and that all he wants to do is have his fans hear the music, because he said it's been a long time coming. It's been pushed back several times, like 2 or 3 times so far. So, maybe rap critics and fans will really dig it when it finally drops in January. And the next person I'll be talking about is probably one of my favorite people, is Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is from Compton, Southern California. He's been bubbling for a really long time. He used to go by K.Dot was his original name, but his friends and other rappers decided, why don't you just go by your real name? And he changed it to Kendrick Lamar. He's been putting out several mixtapes. His first one was the Kendrick Lamar EP, which didn't really get pushed, so not many people know about it. It wasn't until his second release called Section 80 that did very, very well. It was a free release, and then they put it on iTunes after. A very story-built concept. Even though it was a free release, it felt like an album because the way it was produced was so consistent and together, and the songs each told its own story, which was really, really good. And then we were waiting for his actual debut mainstream album, which took quite a bit of time. It held in limbo for many years because he was working with, he's officially signed to Dr. Dre and his record label Aftermath. And Aftermath, you know, has a reputation of taking a long time for their work. But yeah, Kendrick Lamar, it was just bubbling and bubbling and bubbling. We were really waiting for it. And finally, we got the album, Good Kid, M.A.A.d City. It's about, basically the album is talking about a full day in Compton of when Kendrick was a little kid to now, and it does it effortlessly. Like, it got so much critical acclaim, it did so well for itself, and I mean, the music speaks for itself. Like, you just have to hear it. Like, I can't even explain how good it is. You just have to hear the song. One of my favorite on that album is Poetic Justice featuring Drake, which samples a Janet Jackson song, and that is really good. Kendrick actually is trying to shoot a video for it, which he wants to get Janet Jackson to be featured in the video, but, you know, we will have to wait and see for that. The next person I want to talk about is 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz, I don't really consider him a rapper. I mean, most of what he talks about is very elementary club music, but actually he calls himself new because he reinvented himself, because before he was a whole different artist. He was in a group called Player Circle, I believe. Yeah, Player Circle, with his partner, and back then he wasn't really that well known. People weren't paying attention to him. It wasn't until he went solo, changed his name, and everybody's all about 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz, 2 Chainz, 2 Chainz. And he's featured on so many people's songs right now. He's like the go-to feature artist for his songs. And he put out an album called Based on a True Story. And listening to the album, it feels like a lot of the other rappers that he had featured on the songs actually did better than he did, which is kind of embarrassing. But he pushes out a message of, like, I'm a hardworking guy. I may not rap the best, but you guys enjoy my music in the clubs and bars, dance parties, wherever. Like, he's got that whole situation of party music together. And the last guy I want to talk about is Meek Mill. Guy from Philadelphia, signed to Rick Ross's label, M.A.A.d Music. Young guy. Been putting out quite a few mixtapes. Most popular is his Dream Chaser series. They've been doing very well. Actually, his most recent one, Dream Chasers 2, actually crashed servers on sites when it was released for free on the internet, because so many people were really excited about it. And then he put out his, months after he finally put out his debut album on Halloween, called Dreams and Nightmares, which everyone was really, really excited about as well too. But I don't know, his rap style for me just kind of seems very like shouty, like he just shouts all of his rap lyrics, so it doesn't really seem that intricate. But everyone's excited about him. He's the new guy on the block. Recently he's been getting into some issues with former, well, not really former, but another rapper named Cassidy, who was really, really big a few years ago, who's also from Philadelphia. So that is probably the new controversy that is surrounding Meek Mill, is this little argument he's having with Cassidy over the internet over who knows what. So yeah, that is episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Episode 3 will be coming soon. So talk to everybody soon. All right. Peace.